Happy Friday, everybody. I am so excited that you are all here with us today. We're going to give everybody just a few minutes to join in. I have got a very special guest that I'm excited to have you guys all get to meet. I have been following his Instagram for quite a while. I really like his work. I'm excited for you to meet kind of the person that he is, who he embodies, what he embodies, how he is in his spirit, about his card making, his crafting, and who he is. And I'm so excited to bring him on. He also does a show, so we'll introduce you to his show too, so you can definitely go and check that out. But again, my name is Jessica Lynn Mold. I am the owner and artist for JessicaLynnOriginal.com, and I'm also the host for Behind the Card. And I am so excited that you are all here today. Now, what I do want to tell you that this is a live show. Yay, we've already got some people showing up. Thank you, guys. Be sure to share this out. Invite your friends. We love having you as part of the live show. The best part is you can ask questions and then we can respond. But again, if you're not watching it live, replay is just as fun. So I will tell you that tonight's guest, I am so excited. Anybody who knows me, before we get too far in, I just want to say we got a couple of people, so I'll just toss up some hellos real quick. Hello, Kimberly. Oh, our very first guest is back too. Yay! I love it. I love having all of you with us. So at any time, go ahead and chat. We've got Amanda. Amanda's on here as well. Oh, look at this already. Somebody must already know Jeff. And then we've got Simon and some other folks coming in. So we're going to go ahead and let everybody in. What I want to do is I want to introduce you to someone I have been watching on Instagram for a while. His name is Jeff, and anybody that knows me knows quite a bit about my animation style, how I draw, and that I'm quite inspired by a certain location in this world. And he happens to fit two of those things. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Mr. Jeff Lindberg on. Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
I am so happy that you're joining me. The spirit, you know what I mean? I can already feel it off of you just saying hello. Big smile, big happiness. I love it.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to get to know you through this channel, and any way that I can support the craft community, I'm all in. So you've got me. I'm ready to help you, and I am in turn hoping that you can help me.
Yeah.
We've got a great community. A lot of my friends are here, and
look at this. We got all your Simon. Let's see. We've got Amanda showing up here today. Jack's mom.
Yeah, Jack's mom is that's Amanda, my best friend. And then we have Shane Smart, another one of my best friends, and Dennis Chan, my original roommate from the Walt Disney World College program. So
I wasn't going to tell people that yet. I wasn't going to spill that one too early.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You told me not. No, I'm just teasing you. Look at this. We got all these fun people. Yay, Shane. Oh, we got another. Oh, that's Amanda. There we go. Oh, and my friend Amanda, who you can see her username too. So all kinds of good people here. Well, welcome. I am so excited.
The Prince of Crafting is here, Mr. Simon Hurley too, the original dude crafter.
So exciting. Okay, so before we get started too much, I want to go ahead and just tell you all first, down below, if you want to take a look at any of the links that we have available, please do so. All of Jeff's information is down there, so you can see his website, you can see his Instagram, which I highly suggest. Before I even interview, I have to show people this because it was what wowed me right off the bat. First of all, you are so organized on your Instagram. Mine is just chaotic cards and all kinds of fun stuff. You have it so structured. All right, let me share this really quick. Because the first thing I did was went, oh my God, he's so organized. So I can only imagine your craft room because I am not.
I don't know about that.
All right, let me share really quick. I just have to show you guys this. Okay.
Sure.
This is his Instagram. Please go and follow him. He is so organized. He's got all of his hashtags and all of his things that he has done. And then look at that. Okay, I loved your format. So you have some kind of update or inspiring thing, little picture of you doing different things. That's the thing I noticed right there. We'll talk about soon. And then one of your inspiring cards. So I love it. Go and follow him. You will be very inspired by what he's doing. And we'll show more
That's
cards
great.
soon. So
Can I tell you a little story about that? About the
yeah,
whole Instagram thing for just a
yeah,
second?
love
So
it.
you've been very kind to dance around and share, but I'm a 25 plus year cast member with the Walt Disney World Company, and
Jealous.
it is a huge part of who I am. So I can't wait to talk about it tonight. I'm so proud to work for the company. But we took a little break due to COVID-19, and some of us were furloughed. And during my furlough, I just really wanted to lean into something that would make me feel better, and that's the craft community. And so, with open arms, the craft community embraced me, and I jumped right in and decided to create a brand, Jeff Lindberg Creates.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of time and study where every day from 9 to 5, I would come in this craft studio and I would either make, create, or learn. And I was really passionate about making sure that I used this time off from the company wisely. I thought it would make me a better leader at Disney. And I thought that it would really grow my own purpose as far as disciplining myself to stay focused on getting something done. So I really paid a lot of attention to YouTubers and Instagram influencers about what they recommended. And I got to tell you, and he's in the room too, but Simon Hurley really focused on making sure that I understood sort of how to have an outreach and how to connect to the craft community. So that's why that Instagram channel changed so much, is because I had the time, the discipline, and I really, really wanted to shape my brand. And I appreciate that you noticed it. I think that the followers have enjoyed it, but I'm really proud of it because it is just in some ways a time capsule of a very emotionally challenging time for all of us as a nation, not just me, but also what you can do to make it. It doesn't mean that I didn't struggle. It doesn't mean that I didn't eat way too much. I've got the COVID-19. You can just check out the pictures to see my growth journey. But it's a way for me to know that I did something. So
I love that. I love that you took a time where you went, a lot of people I know have gotten kind of lost and can't really figure out what to do next. But I love that you got so regimented and like disciplined and sort of focused on, finding that next thing that could get you, wherever you wanted to go next. And I love that you focused on the craft community too. Disney community, craft community, both my two favorites. And just being able to take that time and really restructure your Instagram, it was the first thing I noticed, because I was like, wow, he is so focused on, making sure that you put up a picture, you put up a card, and then you do something inspiring, whether it be a quote or some kind of, hey, this is what's happening. And I loved it right away. So it was really what I went, I need to talk to him.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah. I just really want to, I don't ever want to stand up something that isn't real. It may have a gilded frame around it. I mean, it is Instagram, but during the social justice issues that we as a nation faced the past 2 months and currently still do, the political scene that we're in, crafting doesn't necessarily find its space in the political community, but we as a nation, we're kind of enraptured to figure it out together. And I love that the craft community continues to be a home base for a therapeutic way of reshaping thinking positively and negatively. I think that we all held hands and kind of walked forward together as the creative community. I know that it helped me. It helped me figure out what the hell was going on to all of us. And I just didn't want to not talk about it. And the craft community wanted to. So I was so proud to be a member of the craft community over the past 2 months.
Me too. They have really been there for a lot of us. And you are getting a lot of love tonight. I'm trying to just make sure I throw everybody up there. And you have just got a lot of support on this backside as well, which is amazing. This community, it was really where I had been in a place as well, where it was like, I need to figure out something new. And I went, you know what? I need to start this because I need to help bring us all together, because I know a lot of crafters, we do it individually. Sometimes people get together, but I wanted to do something that really could bring us all together. And I am so happy that you're here tonight. This is already so excited. You're so regimented. Like, it makes me go, I need to get focused a little bit differently than I did before. So very inspiring.
It's interesting. The person that you have up on the screen right now, Dan Lovelet, that's my amazing partner. And I definitely couldn't have done it without him. It's one of those things where he sees the worst of me, but also the best of me. So he could tell you that I'm not as regimented as you think, but he too, you either learned that you were going to survive this pandemic for the rest of your life with your loved one, or you wanted them out. And Dan and I definitely fell in love with each other all over again. We've been together for quite some time, but this
love
pandemic
that.
certainly brought us together. So yeah.
I love that. That's sweet. Like, that's awesome. I mean, I have my husband and 2 little girls, and so we kind of went through our moments too. And we joke that the kids, I'm like, we have to get them more regimented because right now I feel like they're getting a little feral. So we're working on that. And we were supposed to take a vacation back in March that we're hoping to be able to do sometime later this fall, to a certain place that we're not going to make the topic of today.
Sure. Well, but I love that you're mentioning it, because I think that we in the tourism industry have to have a rebound of people flying in the skies, staying in hotel rooms, and coming to tourism locations. You know, mine is ready to welcome our guests back. We have done amazing things to make guests feel normal in this new world. And so I love that you want to come back. We are ready to host all of our guests. And I just am so proud of the leaders of the company that I work for taking this very weird thing and the science behind it and making our guests feel so special. So anyway, I please come on down. Everybody come to Walt Disney World. We're ready. We're ready to host you.
Well, and I don't want to, we'll just talk about it real quick, just so we can get focused on some card stuff, because I got a lot of card questions for you too.
Okay.
But one of the things that I noticed very small in one of the pictures, but you have a certain name tag that looks a little different than I've seen other name tags.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me? Sure. I'm a Disney nut as well. What inspired me to start drawing was Walt. You know, he drew everything. He, you know, it all started with a mouse. For me, it all started with an owl. And for, you know, I love the animation, old school animation style. I love drawing that way. And so all of a sudden I saw the name tag and I knew what it meant. And I think that what I love about it is it means it's about you as a person and your spirit. So if you could tell me a little bit about that, or at least share maybe with what I'm talking about so everybody can understand a little bit about that.
Well, Walt Disney World is created, and the Disney company in general, whether it's our parks, our television studios, our movie studios, our amazing consumer products divisions, we are a company that is based in one person, and that's Walt Disney. And so about 6.5 years ago, the company decided to do a program called the Walt Disney Legacy Award. And it really goes across all of our sites and segments around the world. So whether you're an Alani as a hotel employee or you are at a television studio, we have something called the Legacy Award. And it is something where you can't nominate yourself. Your fellow cast members have to nominate you. And it goes through a very strict application process and a peer review that has several gates to it. So it has several levels. And it kind of represents the top 2 to 3% of the company. And its mission for acceptance is that you can embody 3 principles, and that's to dream, create, and inspire of our founder, Walt Disney. And so to honor the cast that received it, they changed our name tags from the classic white name tag to a blue name tag. And I was awarded the recipient of it at Legacy 2, so it was the second phase of it. And it's still one of those things where you do walk with just a little bit more pride, but you do have to just have a discerned approach to dreaming, creating, inspiring at work. And I think that's the tenets of being a great leader at Disney. I'm proud to be a senior leader with the company, but you do have to sit there and think about what I'm doing every single day to embody those 3 things. So for my fellow colleague base to nominate me and for the company to have me wear that name tag is a really special thing. But it's weird. We don't talk about it a lot because it is one of those things where I don't want it to ever come from a place of being egotistic, because I do think that there's many days where I need to turn the name tag back around. It's white on the back. And sometimes I just feel like I should flip it over, because I don't know if I'm demonstrating the core values of it all the time, but I sure do try.
Well, I think who you are as a person, I mean, we've only been talking for 14 minutes now, and I can already hear it in your voice. Do you know what I mean? I've already heard it in your voice. It's the way, it's who you are as a person. It's, you know, I can hear it, and I'm not even, you know, we're not sitting together in person, you know, and I noticed it right away, only because we make a habit of watching name tags when we go to the parks because I love seeing where people are from. It's fun to stir up conversations. I've seen different awards on them, so we always try to make sure that we stir up a conversation. And we saw one of the blue tags, and I can't remember who it was, so I feel bad. But that's how I learned about what it was, because someone had one on in the park, and I was like, why do you have a blue tag? And of course, they were happy to tell me the whole process. So it was, this was probably 2 years ago, I think. But yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah, so. I'm really honored to wear it, and it is like it's a very special thing to put on every day. And I do look at that blue name tag differently every single day, but it's more of a pledge of allegiance really than anything. It's just saying, you know, I'm going to enter work in this workspace, remembering those things. And it peels off to your other things. I'm noticing so many great comments and so many friends.
Yeah. Where they're going through is where... Let me pop. This was one of my favorite
many high
ones.
School friends too.
This was one of my first favorite ones.
Yeah, that's my partner.
We just got Animal Crossing.
And that's the reason why I'm overweight.
We just got Animal Crossing and we're 4 days in, and everybody's like, well, welcome to that party. Sorry. Let's see. We got Carol who joined us as well today.
Carol was so supportive. Yeah.
Aw. And Simon, we're giving some hands up. Knowing for many years, truly deserving.
Give a quick shout out.
Sure.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Dennis Chan really quick.
Of course.
So as I mentioned, he was my roommate on the college program. We were stuck in a wild apartment. Walt Disney World has a college program, much like an advanced internship program that rooms you in a college dorm situation, but more in an apartment. And he was my brother at arms in a very wild apartment complex. But he went to culinary school at CIA, and he's an amazing restaurateur now in Jacksonville. For not Pan-Asian, but Asian American, but Asian food. Oh my gosh. It was so awesome to live with him. We went on to have our first house outside of when I became just an employee and I had to rent and have roommates. He invited me to be a roommate. Imagine someone with that culinary expertise cooking for you every day. It was awesome.
Done. How do we get that? Dennis, how do we get you during this pandemic time? That's what we need then.
And he's such a brother. Do you know that he helped me buy my first car? Like that's something your dad would normally do, but Dennis did that for me. I can't say enough about that guy. Yeah, so many actor
even in your
here.
voice, right there, I can still hear it. See, it's a positive. It's just positivity. You know, I love hearing. You know, it's such a weird time, and it's so great to talk with someone who has such a positive outlook on moving forward and trying to get regimented. And now, you know, talking with such great friends, it's just positive. You know, that's what we need, and we need to be that way to each other. And oh my gosh, look at you.
Yep.
I can't even keep up with them here. Hold on. Suzanne, we've got. Aw.
Yeah, Suzanne is a high school friend who, when other kids were pushing me in lockers and calling me a fag, she was the one that was catching me. I could get emotional. She was the one that was beating up the bullies. So, yeah, wow. A lot of people are coming for this. This is awesome.
They are. It's like your fan club is coming tonight. Tracy is one of my friends, and she usually misses our shows live. She usually watches on Restream, so I'm glad to have her here too. We got a Joanne too. Love you, Jeff. I agree. You are inspirational. See, it's your voice. You can hear it. Love that.
So my question for you.
My question for you. So how did you? Okay. So we know that you're very positive. We know that you've got a wonderful spirit. And then what sort of got you drawn into cards? Like, how did you find that world? How did you find this community?
Dan decided that he doesn't like this story, but this is how I remember it going. So I'll go for it. He says it was just a little bit different from this, but the way I remember it is I do a lot of holiday, what I call overlays in the house. I'm very proud of the house and what it looks like. And you can see it a lot in my Instagram. But I was buying a lot of decor for like Halloween at Michael's and using a lot of vinyl and pre-made vinyl, by the way. And so Dan said he's been one of the best gift givers I've ever had in my life. And his gifts are always so out of the box and different. But he decided to buy me a cameo silhouette. And I definitely had known that a Cricut existed, but I didn't know a silhouette existed. So it was a paper cutting machine that got me in. And I did a lot of YouTube searching. We learn by YouTube nowadays. And so I have the answer that everyone has, and that is I found a Jennifer McGuire video, and then I found a Christina Werner video.
Okay,
And then
so now I know
found,
I have to get them on here, right? Because everybody
yes,
keeps mentioning them.
yes, yes. And then I found a Simon Hurley video and thought, oh, dudes do this too. I'm not alone. And then Tim Holtz, I didn't understand who that was. And I finally understood the community. And it was interesting. I was a both community but professional actor in Orlando, Florida for 17 plus years. And definitely starting to make money off of it, doing voiceovers. And I found myself, I call them iOS downloads when you get older. So I'm iOS 46 now. But in 2017, I just thought, I don't think that I can audition anymore. And I don't know if I necessarily believe that I should be on stage anymore. I just didn't think that I was being convincing as an actor. And I was loving being a casting director here in Central Florida and really motivating the arts community here. But I didn't think that I should be on stage. I just didn't think that I could pass the muster anymore. But I needed that outlet somehow. And somehow card making, connecting with card makers, Instagram, demonstrating yourself on Instagram, talking to your camera on Instagram about your cards started to fill this void. And through that void, I started to just tag companies. I think people ask you and I all the time, how do I get noticed by companies? What makes what got you to get companies to support you and help you do design work? And I think it's just simply by doing the work and tagging them and showing them that you love their products. Yeah. And before I knew it, Christina Werner was in the parks one day, and she put two and two together. And I reached out to her on Instagram, and I just said, hey, I'll be in the parks. I would love to meet up. And also, if there's anything I can do to assist you, please let me know. And she said that she was a little scared, actually, because she didn't know why somebody was kind of ready to stalk her at the parks. And we met each other and instantly hugged. She was a hugger back when you could hug without fear. And before you knew it, she was introducing me and connecting me. So I wanted to tell you a story about, I remember a comment that I got on a YouTube video that I did, or I think it was YouTube, not Instagram, but somebody wrote, the only reason that you have any popularity is because you're a guy and because Christina Werner and Jennifer McGuire noticed you. And you would be just one of all of us. There are a lot. It was much more succinct than that, but it was definitely a drag. And right. I thought, oh, okay, maybe it is. Maybe I am getting this attention just because I'm a guy and that I'm focusing on dudes crafting. But I think I'm okay. I mean, I don't think I'm horrible, but it kind of did a little weird game on me. But it did make me reflect on all of those crafters that are well known, who did connect with me and who have become friends and who have supported me. Because I'm not here to tell you that I've got it figured out. I mess up on my shows all the time. I was doing a live today that somebody was trying to help me make a better choice on a decision I was about to make. So I haven't figured it out, and I'm not here to say I have. I'm just saying that I used myself and my personality in order to connect with amazing people. So, and you're an example of that. Like, that's what this is about. You don't know me, and you only knew me from an Instagram channel, but seeing how you treat your show and how important it is to you, how you treat your company, made me say, I'm buying into who she is. And that's what the craft community does. We support each other with our ability to understand taking care of each other, which is something that you don't see in every business.
You don't even see that in every community either. I mean, there are some communities where they kind of they don't foster each other and care about each other. I find that they'll do what they can to move forward and then they forget about you. And I don't feel like I've ever had that in this community at all. I feel like everybody's on their own path. Everybody's learning at their own skill. And you're right. The way that I've been able to find the people I've had on my show so far, I've just reached out and said, hey, I'm going to try. I'm going to see if you're interested and, ask me questions or communicate with me if you don't know anything about me or want to try. And I've met some people that I didn't know that now I write them every week. and I hope that'll be the same for us as well. And, I've made some great friends, and, I followed them again, just like you said. I followed you on Instagram, and I've been watching what you do, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love, like, your cards are just very clean and precise and colorful and bright and happy. And right now, that's the kind of cards I love to see. I love to see other cards too, dark and scary cards too. They're fine. But I just need some happiness because, with everything going on, I think it's so easy to get into that, Let's see. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Matthew.
That's a bestie. That's a best friend.
Aw.
Well,
look at that. He's telling you, keep standing tall, Jeff.
Let me tell you a little bit about these guys. We have a group of best friends called the Impossibly Handsome Gentlemen Society, and it's a group of besties that take good care of each other. Maddie's been a longtime friend, his partner Brian, and we're all really close. But he is a pretty incredible designer and doer himself.
It's awesome. Oh my gosh, look at all these people. Love this. Aw.
Hi, Karen. That was so nice of you.
I'm guessing that's parents, family. Cute picture. I love seeing the picture. No? Friends?
No, I don't know. I mean, I know Karen that she follows me, but I don't know her. No.
Gotcha. No, I love seeing when they pop up their pictures too, because all of a sudden it's like, yay, you're on the show with us.
Yeah. This is my best friend. Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's honest. Yep. Well, and in card making, I think that's what it's about too. I love going through and, sometimes the cards are amazing, sometimes they're not, and so I try to show all styles too. So let's see what we got here. Carol, you're great.
Sometimes the show, like, oh yeah, Carol has been, she's from day one has been so supportive of me. Thank you, Carol. And you were saying about the cards aren't great. That's the thing, is that they're not great sometimes. And, like I said, the gilded frame, those are just the cards that don't make it. I've got a box of cards that I just don't necessarily feel comfortable, but then somebody else would love it. I'm just very careful about what if it made it to my Instagram, I'm super proud of it. But maybe you would like something in the card box that I made, but I don't like. And same for you. I'm sure that you may not like something that I do, but that's the magic of creation. But speaking of messing up, oh my gosh, I host this show. I host this show for Pinkfresh Studio called The Craft Hour.
Yes.
And it has been so amazing to work with Pinkfresh Studio. I love who they are. And we're currently getting ready to go into season 2, and things are going well. But let me tell you something, Jess. Last week, my show, it was, oh, hi, Waleska. That's so nice. It was nice to meet you too.
She was our first guest on our show here.
Last week. Oh, I'll go back on replay and watch him, my friend. So last week, the show, oh my gosh, I was with Leah Lawson, who is basically my boss. First of all, she's a boss designer herself, but she's basically my boss, and we could not get her audio feed to work on the platform that I use for my show, for my desktop. And she had to do it without being able to hear me. It was just a mess. Goodness. And I'm designing a shaker, or she's having me design a shaker card. And as you know, a shaker is one of the harder cards to make anyway. But we did it, and we put it back.
I've only made 2, and I messed them both up. So,
Jess, they're so hard. And they're so hard to do when you're hosting a show on top of it, right? So in any case, it's still available in the replays. You can watch how bad it was. So
let me just pop that up so people can go take a look. And you do a craft hour with Pinkfresh Studio. And if you go to his website, I'm just going to pop that up one more time real quick. He has everything linked there. So it's probably the best location, unless you have it, because I think it has everything. But definitely go and watch some of his replays, because they are great. So, and he does a show very similar to this, little different, but very similar. So same kind of community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to sneeze, so hold on 1 second.
That's the fun of live. Bless you.
We'll have to edit that out. I have such allergies.
Well, and the worst part now is it's like, I want to wear a shirt that says, "Don't worry, guys, it's just allergies." Because my husband gets sinus infections. And so then he'll start sneezing or he'll cough. And then he's like, "Oh my gosh, guys, it's just allergies. It's okay."
Tracy says, it looks like you're making me emotional.
You what? Oh, right. If people just see the stream, right? Tracy says she can't wait to learn something new. Just started following him on Instagram. So you've got already one more. Yay!
Oh, Trace, that's why she's your best friend. That's awesome.
And then we've got Jeannie. Definitely will go and check you out as well. And oh, bless you. There you go.
Thank you.
St. Carol is always there for you.
Yes,
even
I'm
virtually.
telling you. Through the beginning, she definitely has. Jeannie, thank you for joining me too. So yeah, Pinkfresh Studio has all the archives, and then on my website you can too. You were about to mention a series that I did. I did only 5 of them. I think only 5 of them. I do a show. I originally called my lives Craft Cocktails, and Craft Cocktails because I would make myself a cocktail. I would craft on Instagram, play some chill music in the background, and just talk to my Instagram audience and make. And that's also how other companies discovered me. And so there's a couple of things that have changed. First of all, Instagram does not want you to play copyrighted music anymore. So I would often get in trouble with Instagram. So I said, what can I do? So I learned about non-copyrighted music, and I learned about how to kind of host a TV show and use platforms like Jessica uses here. StreamYard is not a complicated program, but it definitely requires Jessica. So I got to give you a shout out too. I don't think people realize what it's like to host a TV show, host a show, take it live, moderate it. And now for me, add card making at the same time. It's a lot. So I give you credit for doing it.
Thank you. It is a lot because you're kind of doing, it's like the one man, it's like Bert, right? If we're going to go Disney, it's like I'm Bert. I'm standing there with my drum, my little harmonica, my, ching, ching, the whole bit while we're, while trying to be like,
smiling.
Yes, hold on. Let me just, last week we had the Wi-Fi kick out on my computer for about a minute. And so my guest was like, well, hello. All right, quick, how do I change mode? So it definitely is an interesting idea. How long have you been doing the show for Pinkfresh Studios?
We're only on number 7. So I've been doing it for 7 weeks now. And I've been doing my show on YouTube since the COVID started. It started with a group that I called Craft Cocktails All-Star Edition. And I had Simon Hurley, Jennifer McGuire, Christina Werner, the owners from Concord and Ninth, the owners from Hero Arts. And we did 2 episodes. One was a virtual birthday party that started on March 25th. And so that was my first episode. It got great ratings. It's still available in archive. So if you love all those people,
definitely go watch it because it's all of a sudden it's Brady Bunch, like all these people, like yeah.
And we play we ask questions. I ask questions, and then I play parlor games with them. And then episode 2 was called The Brunch, and it was a daytime show. And I had Heidi Crow, owner of Simon Says Stamp. And Jennifer was back. I think Simon was back for that one too. And it's super fun because, Kathy Zilski joined us for that one. Another fantastic friend who has been so supportive, CZ Design, Kathy Zilski, unbelievably supportive. But yeah, it's a good time.
Looks like they all are loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went and looked at it, and the first thing I went to start it, and all of a sudden all these videos were there, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you had everybody. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at you getting some more. Simon's giving you so much fun.
Since Simon's here, I was trying to remember something from the show. I was going to tease him about something, but
it'll come to you randomly. That's what always happens, right?
He admitted that he liked something that I was like, ooh, I don't remember what it was though. Simon, you'll have to tell us what I teased you. I tease Simon about everything. I hope that I'm like his annoying uncle, his annoying older uncle that bugs him, but he secretly likes, but I bug him.
Well, he must, because he's here for you tonight, so I'm guessing he does. So when you go to Jeff's website, right up at the top, nice and big, it has this really fun hashtag, dudescraft2. I love it. How did that start? And I can tell you, if you go out to Instagram, there's a lot of other dudes that are crafting too now. So if you could tell me a little bit about how maybe that kind of came about and, where you see that going.
Yes. Well, first of all, it was Crocs. I don't know if you saw Simon Hurley's comment. It was Crocs.
Did you put it in there?
Yes. I was so ashamed. He is such a good looking dressed dude. We have seen how he's grown up in front of us. And he told us that he likes to wear Crocs. And I was like, what?
No.
Like, he's hip and cool. He has his own design company, and now he's wearing Crocs. I don't think he wears them anymore, but I did tease him. So thank you, Simon, for reminding me. I can't imagine him wearing Crocs. And by the way, Simon Hurley is much smaller than I thought he was going to be really tall, but he's actually kind of short. But anyway, this is turning into the Simon Hurley interview. Let's move on. Simon, it's about me right now, dude. Back off. So dudescraft2. So first of all, I would be remiss if I didn't realize that long before I started that hashtag, that gentlemen were not crafting. And Facebook groups prove otherwise, that for sure, there are a lot of dude crafters out there. But I don't think they elevate themselves with social media because there's so many feminine products out there that they probably don't want to showcase them as much, but they love the act of creating. And so I just started, I wanted it to be sort of a weird battle cry, if you will. And I watched Simon and here's what I call the Queen, Jennifer McGuire, the King, Tim Holtz, and there's a lot of patriarchs in the family, the Prince, Simon Hurley. And I just saw those two dudes and I was like, dudes. And Creativation 2 years ago, I wasn't able to attend, but Jennifer McGuire, before she and I knew each other, was doing a live and showcasing a bunch of products. And I noticed that she was not really paying attention to my comments about wanting to look at a company's booth that she was standing in. And I said something like, hey, dudescraft2, like, you know, pay attention to me. I want to see that product. Back up. And she goes, yes, dudescraft2. And I thought, you know what? As a battle cry, I'll start tagging all of my pictures. And I've noticed that it's picked up. Simon Says Stamp did a pin series for dudescraft2. You can't own a hashtag, but I certainly hope that I kind of got a group of gentlemen to come together and start claiming that, you know, and Simon uses it too. Simon, a lot of his stuff is focused on the word dude. So
I think you did, though. I mean, it's inspiring, and I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to go out to Instagram, and these are all tagged that way.
Oh yeah, dudes. Martin Mayhem. I would love to get to know him better. Yeah.
You can actually follow it too. I mean, there's a lot of people out here that are, I mean, I didn't click on them all to see who, but there's a lot. I mean, there's just a couple of cards if you need to be inspired by some dudes crafting too, I suppose.
Yeah, but I never knew that. It's just what I want to do is normalize the fact that there's not a masculine and feminine when it comes to creation. And it drives me bananas when people try to give labels to things. I think that at the end of the day, I have definitely stamped a lot of flowers. I have. But,
well, that's just because there's a lot of stamps with flowers too.
Yeah. But also at the end of the day, I'm creating, and those creations impress both male and female. And I hate the time of year when you've got to think about like Father's Day and stuff. And people say, well, this could be a masculine card. And I'm just like, these are not French verbs. I don't understand why we've got to make it one way or the other. I mean, you can kind of see some of my creations in the back, and I identify with all of them, non-dependent on what their masculine and feminine thinks. They don't have to be a screwdriver and a wood grain background and grungy to be a dude's card. So.
Totally. I get a lot of people that'll be like, Jess, your stuff is great. Do you have some masculine, versions of whatever? And I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's how you create or what you put with it that makes it a certain style, if you want to even put it that way. But I agree with you completely. It doesn't have to be. It's like music. It's like music to me, I don't really want to be like, oh, you have to listen to this kind of music or that kind of music. Who cares? If it's good music, I'm going to put it on my list. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. Right. So I completely agree with you. And let's go. I love the take of dudes on card making. Very supportive.
Yeah.
Oh, and she wants to also say she loves the Simon Hurley products. Simon.
They're really great. Again, this is turning into the Simon Hurley show, but
it is. He's going to have to be on the show then, and then he's going to have to talk about you.
We're going to have to charge him for taking up so much time. But let me tell you something. That boy did work with Ranger to make a beautiful array of inks that blend fantastically. Mm-hmm. So his cardstock and his inks blend pretty damn Darn. I don't know if I've cussed twice on the show. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. We're still family friendly. And I don't know if kids would watch this, but I don't think they would. But, I mean, I don't, my kids wouldn't watch it. So they'd be like, Mom, what are you talking about? Show me some cards. So do you remember, and I asked this to all my guests, do you remember the very first stamp set that you owned?
Yes. And I'm going to drag the brick and mortar box stores just a little bit. I waited way too long to do two things in crafting. One is a way of organizing, and the second one is understanding how this works. No one that is within the sound of my voice right now has this problem. A new card maker would. So if a new card maker is to ever watch me say these words, this is what I would say. The first one, don't go to brick and mortar stores, the big box stores. Retail definitely can happen in the small business community. That is not what I'm saying. But you can't go to the big box stores that I won't say on your channel and buy stamps. And the reason is that they're not the array, the quality, and the diversity that you need to really get into card making. You have to rely on amazing contributors to the craft industry online, even if they're big or small, and buy your products. I'm going to say 98% from small business, because you all have formulated, because you're crafters. You're not mass producing to make quick change, to not get a return. You care about it. You send it back. You change your vendors until it works. And what I did is I bought a bunch of awful stamps from big box stores and didn't understand why my stamps were not, why it was not good. I had like 7 images to play with, and I was paying way more money that if I had just gone online and bought from a small business, which again, by the way, everyone within the shout of my voice, small businesses still need you. It's time to support people like Jessica Lynn and buy these products. And even if they're well known, they still need your help as well. It's our time to come together and buy from these companies. In any case, I do remember it was a horrible butterfly set that I never used, and a bunch of critters. I'm not a critter guy really at all. I don't like coloring, but I bought a bunch of like teddy bears or something, and I donated it to my partner's art teacher because I just drove me crazy. I forgot what else I was going to say about that. Oh, the second thing.
I love what you said so far.
The second thing was that I took way too long to buy inks. And swatch them out. Swatching inks and having an array of inks and building your ink collection is the only way that you're going to stamp. And so I didn't have enough inks really in the beginning either.
Well, I will tell you, I'm guilty of the second one, because for me, I do a lot of line art. So for me, I do a lot of coloring, because animation was where I started. And that was kind of what I thought I always wanted to do. And so for me, I had black. That was pretty much it. And I was like, I don't know inks. And so I recently have started kind of branching out. Even though I've had my company for 15 years, I've recently kind of become more aware of why those inks are so important and what they can really do. And so I agree with you completely. And I loved your statement on small business completely. I think a lot of people don't understand what we do, why we do it. I think that the quality is very different. For me, I try to find most of my products that I have in my store. So I draw my stamps, and I have a company that works with me to help make the photopolymer stamps, but I choose to pay a little bit more. And I make high-grade photopolymer that is done in Atlanta, so that I know I'm keeping jobs here in the United States. I'm trying to work with other people that are also trying to save their businesses right now, because it's so important. You talk about all the way from where we started with, Disney working on, getting guests back. And so I think even small businesses trying to get back to that too. So it's really important to support small business. And, you never know what families that are out there trying to just, make their future. Right. And the thing I always love to tell people, go ahead.
Yeah, we are 100% and responsible for our destiny when it comes to the economy. I do think that this November is critical, and I will proudly stand behind that. But you and I have got to make conscious decisions to support these businesses, even in a time of need. And that's by little things. And by the way, if you don't have a dime, and I know that people are putting dimes together right now, tagging and connecting on social media some of your favorite companies is just as important as you going to buy the sandwich that you can't afford at a restaurant you used to treat yourself to. Or if it is your company or another craft company, connecting with them and engaging them on social media and giving their business energy is just as impactful as the dollar spending. You're stimulating the economy by doing that. And so, yeah, you may not be able to buy that, that Pinkfresh Studio product that you want right away, or you need to save up for it. But connecting with Pinkfresh Studio is a way to make sure that that company knows they're vibrant. Same with Altenew, Ranger. It is so critical that we connect with these companies and get to know them.
Thank you. I love that. I'm just gonna enjoy that moment of everything you just said, because, we can say it, till we're blue in the face, like, guys, we're here, or I get a lot of people that'll say, oh, but I can go to the big box store and I can get it for a little cheaper. And I'm like, just watch. We have sales all the time. We do buy one, get ones. I mean, there have been people that have reached out to me that said, I love your stuff. Could I be a guest designer sometime? And I've had people that I've sent them stuff and they've been, now lifelong friends, 10 and 15 years later, that just because, you asked, you know what I mean? So definitely reach out to the small businesses. There's a lot of us out there, and it's an exciting thing. I love it. I love being able to do this. I love seeing, like, when I draw something, I love being able to see what you guys create with it. I think it's so powerful,
Yeah.
Oh, and you're a mom to boot. Bravo.
Yeah. That's the besties shouting out to you to say you're running a business and you're a mom. But yeah. And hi, Holly. Holly has also been unbelievably supportive.
There she is. Well, I started it 15 years ago before I had kids, and my kids have known it just from day one, that this is just kind of what comes along with it, that mom does stuff like this at night. And I hope to inspire, them. I have two little girls, and so I hope that they look at it and say, wow, look at what you're doing, Mom. And you're, meeting people and learning about, what they're doing. And so hopefully I'll move that forward with them too. So it's kind of cool. So, so my next question for you is, I didn't see that you're part of any design teams. Have you ever done design team work before, or?
Yes. So let's see. My first design team was Simon Says Stamp, and they have a designer family. Yeah. And that was, I really didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't understand that. And it took a while for me to get the protocols down of how to really help these companies. So Simon Says Stamp was first, but I've done design work for Concord and Ninth, Picket Fence Studios, Gina K recently, my buddy Simon Hurley for Simon Hurley Creates Ranger, on the ambassador team, of course, for Pinkfresh currently. Who else am I missing? I'm missing probably a really big one. The amazing Reverse Confetti has been so supportive of me. Pear Blossom Press has sent me stuff. I'm
going to have to send you stuff now too.
Amen. I'll do it.
Right? Okay.
I'll totally do it for you. Nice. Yeah.
No, Gina K, actually, her and I started right around the same time. And it was funny because she lived in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm in Milwaukee, which is about an hour and a half apart. And then recently she opened up a store in Greenfield, which is now like 15 minutes from my house. So her and I have kind of back and forth a little bit. And I'm like, all right, we got to figure something out, especially now that she's so close. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. She's so supportive. What Gina K is, Gina is a natural connector, but she's also sort of a matriarch in this crafting world, and I mean that in a positive way. It's a person who's earned their crown, and I just had, I am a strong senior leader at Disney, and I know who I am as a contributor to the professional organization that I work for. But the crafting world can be sometimes not hard to navigate, but it is one of those things where you definitely want to be careful about which brands you connect to. And so I called her and I said, hey, can we FaceTime? I know you probably got a lot going on, but I need a mother. And by the way, I have a fantastic mom, so it's not like that, but I need a mother, I need a professional, I need a queen of crafting, and I need a friend. And I need for those people to come together on a FaceTime call And Gina made herself available, and she gave me great advice. And one of the things that we talked about was the fact that when we do this, as connective and heart-driven as the crafting industry is, we are offering transactions with one another. You and I meeting each other tonight is a transaction. It's a transaction of trust, meaning we are going to trust that I'm going to represent your channel well, and I'm going to do my duty this hour and connect with you and your viewers. The transaction on your part is the fact that perhaps more people from your base can see me, or I'll get to know your product and be able to speak about it as well. But it was just such a smart sentiment to me to hold things as transactions and give them values based on what you can give in return. And I've really thought about that a lot. And I've thought about it even in my Disney life, about the importance of how you place value. I think that we as a people right now have to check our value. There's this fantastic movie called 15 Feet from Stardom. And it is about, I'm obsessed with backup singers. Backup singers are the world to me. I love artists, but I love backup singers. So there's this amazing documentary out there. And there was a preacher at the end of it who was encouraging women to remind themselves that they have to check their value. And that moved me so much, because I don't believe that women on this planet check their value for what currency they're giving. And so I kind of was thinking about what Gina K said, and I said, I've got to check my value. I know who I am as a card contributor. I know what I'm offering companies. In turn, I know what they're giving me. But we all have to kind of check our value. And, as I learn more about your company, I hope that these 15 years, you've learned how to value and amortize yourself for the value that you're offering at the end of the day. Because that's what this kind of world is that we need to check each other's value, but we also need to know each other. We need to know ourselves what our value is.
I'm going to tell you, I feel like I'm at a card maker's mastermind with you here. I'm going to watch this back when I feel not inspired per se. No, really. You're so true. It's so true what you said, because there are days when I'm like, I feel like I'm not maybe valuing what I'm doing because I don't realize, how much of an impact or what I'm doing could be. And so there are days when I'm like, oh, I don't think this is whatever. And then I'm like, so I love that. I love what I don't have a good answer on what you just said. Like, it was I'm so moved. Like, I will watch that back again. That was,
I mean, I'm not saying that I have it figured out, but I'm just saying that I every day am trying to, and especially now, there's so many things that 2020 brought us, but what can 2020 kind of teach us at the end of the day? And I'm trying so hard every day to figure out what lesson I'm supposed to learn from this virus, from the political landscape, and from the social injustices that are out there right now. And I got to tell you, the lessons of what we can do for ourselves by upping our own value will only help us at the end of the day. So I wish that for you. I hope that everybody that watches this.
I wish that for everybody watching this too. And if you need to be inspired, I'll put the little time slot of when that came in, because it was really powerful. Like, I think that we all, you're right. I mean, I remember when all of this first happened, somebody said, 2020 isn't necessarily the year we all wanted, but why is that? And what can we do to make this the year that we did need? And I remember, I'm going to cough now too. I remember.
But weren't you, pop away, sister, I'll cover for you. But weren't you, but aren't you better for what 2020 gave you?
I am now.
You've got to be a different woman. You're a different woman of this world for sure.
Last year, I remember we were chasing, because I still have a day job. So I have a day job, plus I do this at night, plus the kids and the husband. And it always felt like we never had the right amount of time together. It always felt like, oh, if I could just be with them all the time, and I remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, it was one of those that, like, this all happened in the first couple of weeks. It was, happy cloud and bubbles, because we were all just excited to be together. And my husband's been essential during this time, so he hasn't been home during parts of the day. But what we found was a new way for the kids and I to make things go along better. I found, like, for my business, that all of a sudden I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to get restructured. And so that's why when I talked to you earlier about, getting so formalized and structured, I'm so impressed with that, because it's taking me a little bit longer because of the kids. But you're right. I mean, the things that I've learned, not only within my family, but outside of my home, things that, I would think one way and I'm like, wait a minute, no, this is completely different than what I really thought it meant. And you're right, 2020 wasn't necessarily the year that I expected, but I think at the end of it, there's going to be a lot of lessons learned. And I hope that that's what people focus on.
Do you use your voice more? And again, for those, I think you all heard that we've never met each other. So have you amplified your voice in any way, or have you always been an outspoken person?
I've been outspoken, but I had things that I was afraid to do. That, for example, like a show like this, when I did all my YouTube videos with my cards, I never showed my face. Not that people didn't see who I was, like on my website or on my whatever, but I'm like, you know what? No, if you don't know me, I'm going to let you know me now. Let's do this, because I think it's going to help not only, understand that community a little bit better, but you're right. I was afraid to kind of do this, and I'm a talker, but I was always afraid to kind of do this platform. And so I went, you know what? I'm jumping in, because why not? I said I would years ago. I've been working on a children's book based on our little owl, and Brentwood up in the corner there. And I've talked about it for over that. No, other way, whatever. He's over in the corner. Anyway, I talked about it for almost 10 years. And I've talked about it forever and said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then I started connecting with more card makers through YouTube, just chatting with them, even outside of this, before we did Behind the Card. And they taught me how to use some of the inks, because I didn't know. And I asked, and they said, oh, cool. Let's meet online and we'll talk. And so they taught me how to do some of the distress inks. They taught me how to do other stuff, because I had an idea for how I wanted to illustrate my book that was a little different than what you've maybe seen. And so now this year I have the story written, and now that they've taught me how to do some of the card making in the background and how to make the really pretty distressed ink stuff, I am working on illustrating. So yeah, that's so definitely.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. So that's proof that it's not necessarily amplifying your physical voice, but it's amplifying sort of your creative voice and what you're putting out there. I just kind of wish for everybody, and I kind of, in some ways, charge the people that I bring in my life with speaking up and stating their voice and not being quiet about things. And when there's injustices, you have to say things out loud. And so I think that it's one of those things where you can't sit and let things go idle anymore. You've got to be able to state your truth. And that's why I'm doing it more often. And I want to be, and I have to be careful, because, crafting creates a huge quilt of people with varied backgrounds and political views and generational views. And so sometimes you do risk losing followers for that. And, I've had to ask myself the question of, I'm spending a whole furlough creating and driving a brand and hoping to get enough followers to kind of make impact. And then you're going to state your opinion about social injustice issues. And I lost followers. And I thought, at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, bye. Like, I know, again, I checked my value. I knew who I was. And I said, we've got to amplify the voices of those that are weak right now. So anyway.
No, and well, it's one of those too, it's just like even on YouTube, you get a whole bunch of subscribers, and then all of a sudden they disappear because you said one thing that they didn't agree with. And
sure, it's
one of those, you just have to, for me, I always had, I'm not unspoken. I just sometimes wouldn't have very thick skin. And I feel like I've gotten more of that thicker skin now this year. Like, okay, you know what? Some people aren't going to like what I do, and that's okay. Other people are, and I'm happy to have those people, and, everybody in between. So it'll be a very interesting, and I'm not sure how it concludes, but I mean, it'll be a very interesting kind of role as this. Oh, Puppy's coming to visit.
Hazel Harper.
Puppy wants to chat. Well, I saw you're Harper's mom too, right?
Oh. Yeah, Hazel, we say both names. We say Hazel and Harper, and she's a bigger star on my Instagram than I am. But yeah, she must have known that I was doing publicity and said that she needed to come up.
She was like, I need my moment, please.
Yeah.
Oh, calligraphy! I love. That is some dedication.
And like I said, she's a great singer and actress in town. So that's interesting. That's good. That's awesome, Joanne.
Now you'll need to do some calligraphy for me so we can put those in our stamps.
Yeah.
I'm not very subtle, but
Here's my wish for you and your company. Make chunky sentiments. It's delicate, tiny sentiments drive me bananas, like thicker fonts, richer text, bigger, bolder. All of these like little filigree, tiny things just drive me bananas. I will go and I will buy some of your products after this. I promise.
Aw. Well, I'm going to send you some stuff too, because
okay.
I want to see what you can create, because I'm very inspired by what you do. And like I said, I love bold and happy cards, and all of your cards are just, people ask me like, what's my favorite color? And I'm like, I don't have one. I love them all. I like bright colors. Some days I like yellows, some days orange, whatever. So
I'm definitely a clean and simple guy. I can't do critters. So forgive me for not knowing.
I got lots of critters.
Yeah.
But all right, you'll have to pick which ones you like.
Okay, got it.
I have a lot of critters.
I wish I was a critter. I wish I was a critter colorer, but I just.
You know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. I have a whole line of AKC dogs. I will draw your pup, and I will send you a stamp of your pup. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Shut it down. A stamp of Hazel Harper is worth, I'll do 24 more interviews with you.
Nice. Yeah, no, what I've been trying to do is with everybody that comes on the show, I try to do one custom thing for you guys. And I didn't announce that till now, I guess. But so I'm working on some stuff for our past guests. So I will draw your pup. So send me a good picture of your pup and I will draw her up.
I've got plenty. And Instagram has them too. I have more photographs
or whichever one you like. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to draw one that's maybe not your favorite pose of her, but
yeah. Oh my gosh.
I would love to do that for you.
Yes.
Love that. I've got a huge.
My night is made.
Yay! Mine's too. This is so fun. I love getting to meet everyone, and I think this is I love this platform. It's a lot of fun, and having everyone kind of join in. I love the fact that it can be a community show too. Like it's not just the two of us having a conversation. So a couple more questions, because believe it or not, we already hit our hour, and I want to be very conscious because you're an hour ahead of me, so it's much later for you than it is for me. Do you have to work tomorrow?
Saturday night here. No, I'm a weekend guy, so I'm off.
Okay. Just in case, I didn't want to go too far. If you had to. So a couple of small card questions that maybe you could share. Sure. If someone wanted, do you ever do custom orders or anything like that? Or do you just craft for fun?
The internet broke up. Say it one more time.
Oops, sorry. I might have hit my button too. Sorry.
Okay.
A lot of people always ask me, because as soon as I start introducing my guests, I want that card. Do you ever sell any of your cards or share them that way, or do you just craft for fun?
Yeah. I definitely do commissions for sure, especially when I was under furlough and didn't know where my next paycheck was coming. I absolutely did commissions when people would request them. And I did a good job. I turned a lot of cards out, which were great. I definitely follow angel policies. I definitely want to be careful about that because I do design work for so many companies. And we have to remember that those design and design angel rules are there for a reason. But I definitely did. I love more, though, creating something that is going to surprise people and them not knowing that I'm doing it. So that's fun. But I also am very guilty of having a huge box. Those green boxes down there are nothing but cards that I just made for a design team and haven't mailed out. And my friends just come shopping for them, or Dan comes and grabs some when he needs them for school. But yeah, in fact, all of and I'm using the wrong hand. All of
I kept doing the same thing.
I have they have no home. They're just, I made them for design teams and then I haven't used them. So
if somebody reached out, if they were really interested, they could contact you through your website, and you would love to. Okay. I only throw it out there.
Sure. What turns my head more is that if you donate to some of my favorite charities, not only that, I'll match your donation, but I will send you a card. But yeah.
So again, blue name tag in life, not just at work, because that's sweet. That's amazing. I have so many. Obviously everybody does things for different reasons. And if, the extra, small business, if you're a card maker and you sell them, and it helps pay for your kids' dance, or it helps, whatever in your family, I'm all supportive of that. I love the idea of being able to match that for charity. I think that's awesome. I think that's right now they're hurting just as bad, because they're not getting the kind of donations they were before. So, I love that. And I put his website up one more time down below. So Jeff Lindberg Creates. So definitely go and take a look at his website, and don't forget to follow him on Instagram and all the places. And I guess maybe we'll see you in the parks too, huh?
Yeah. If you come to Walt Disney World, be sure to reach out on Instagram. I'm definitely more active on Instagram. JeffLindbergCreates.com
I'll
is
put
a
that up
way
too.
to kind of archive it. But yeah, please connect with me there. I love to meet all of our guests, but I also love to meet designers that need help or want to connect. So yeah, please. I will respond to all DMs. I promise.
Aw, Kimberly, cards for kindness. I love it. I love it. You've got such a supportive group that have been with us all night tonight. So I do want to say thank you to all of them as well. I love it when they're talkative in the chat, because it definitely, adds to the show. I love seeing them interact too. So my question for you, this is usually how I end the shows. Unless you have something else that you want to talk about, we can keep going. But where do you see yourself going next? What are you kind of inspired to do? And what would you like to kind of share with them as to, keeping moving forward, or, continuing to make cards?
Sure. Well, I definitely want to continue to build my Instagram brand. I would love to eventually be able to claim the name Jeff Lindberg on Instagram. It's been quite a challenge to do that. It is taken by a bot currently, and getting a hold of somebody at Instagram is very hard to do. I've gone through all the processes and researched them, and watched a lot of videos on how to do it, and it's still very hard to do. So hopefully you can, and years of us knowing each other, you can go, remember when you were thinking you weren't going to get rid of the Mr. and Jeff Lindberg? So I would say to build that brand, continue to make Jeff Lindberg Creates sort of a North Star for a lot of companies to yield to. I don't really want to be associated with any one company. My friends at Pinkfresh Studio were even very nice when I was going under contract with them, that I would still be supportive of all companies. I want to give a platform for dudes, crafters out there who will come and kind of show their cards off. And then the last thing is that I would love to do some type of collaboration one day. I'm not ready to do it now, just because my heart is in getting our company opened again. But one day I would love to do a collaboration. I'm so inspired by Aaron Leventhal, the owner of Hero Arts. He should run for president, by the way. But yeah, his company and many of the companies, Heidi Crowell as another example, Aaron, Greg Cottrell for Concord and Ninth, I would work for them at any time. They are fantastic leaders in the craft industry.
Well, I am so excited to see, what happens next for you. I cannot wait to continue to see. Well, number one, I can't wait to see what you make with the stamp that I make you of your pup. Number one. Two, because I just can't wait to see it. I love drawing the images and then seeing what you create with them. Two, I can't wait to continue to follow you on Instagram. And I know that I have made a friend here tonight. And I think that's what I love about this community. One chat, and all of a sudden you find out all these little things that connect us.
Yeah, and we take care of each other in the crafting community as well. That's another thing that I love, is that when one person is down, or when there's struggle, or they need to lift up an organization that they're supporting. This holiday, I had an organization that I really wanted to give a lot of attention to, Mama Bears, which takes care of LGBTQ youth that don't have a home or have been ousted for being brave enough to come out of the closet. And so this group of mothers started with a place to offer just a hug. They would hug children in times of needs for being brave enough to come out of the closet. And they needed a card drive. And I got to tell you, my followers went crazy. When COVID hit and the hospitals needed attention, and my hometown hospital needed some care and love for the doctors, nurses, medical professionals, essential workers, custodians, hospital employees in general, my card community came forward. So I love how we take care of each other as well.
And I like I said, I feel like this card community, I think the other reason I started this show was just because I wanted people to understand that, because I think they all feel like they're in their own little island, and so I think it's exciting to kind of see it all branching out and people kind of connecting again. And I love that your whole community came together to help. It's sad because I'm a hugger too, and so there are still people that need that, but we got some people here.
Yep.
Happy to help. Yay. And the other thing is,
she is an amazing local doctor here in town, and she's a card maker, and she also did that card drive.
Oh, well, I'm glad she joined us too. Mommy eye doctor. Okay, let me just make sure this is it still moving okay? Yep, it is. Okay. It had a moment where I think it froze up a little.
Breaking up just a little bit. Maybe that's our proof that we're supposed to land this plane.
That's right. Well, Jeff, I just have to say, I definitely have to say thank you. You know, just a random Instagram hoping that you would respond. And I think I am inspired by everything you've said tonight. And I cannot wait to get back to the parks and look forward to getting to finally meet you in person. And it means so much to me that you were here tonight. It really does.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. And again, happy to support you.
Thank you so much. Guys, please go and subscribe to his Instagram
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming out. Jeff, if you would hold on for just 1 second, I'm going to go ahead and put you back out of the frame. So if I could have you hold for just a second. All right, guys, I just want to say thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Jeff. He is amazing. Like, I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to continue writing him and find out more about him. And I just want to say thank you, guys. This Behind the Card has truly been a dream for me. It's been a wonderful way to connect with people, especially during a time when we're not able to. So thank you all for coming. For all of you staying, most of you are still here. Carol, and we've got Kimberly and Matthew and Jeannie's still here, Tracy, Amanda, Carol, let me see, Kimberly, Simon, everybody, thank you so much. This meant the world to me. I look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday when we've got another guest. And don't forget, I will be making a really fun dog stamp for Jeff, so I cannot wait to see what he makes. So you'll have to watch his Instagram for that. So guys, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody.